Well, welcome back to the Sty Shack. Okay, folks. Yep, time for another Sty story. Okay, now this one, I hope, I hope nobody gets insulted by it or anything. I hope people don't walk away and say, "Boy, that Sty, he's rotten to the core. He's terrible, that guy." So, well, let's see what happens. Here we go. Beware the underwear plague. Those words were spoken over 45 years ago, almost half a century ago, by me. Okay, we're turning the clock back. I was a teenager, and I got into I got into mischief. I was a teenager. I got into trouble once in a while, and my mother, she had it kind of tough because she was raising me on her own as a teenager. My pop had passed away, and she's working full time and then some. She had her hands full. So she decided to make it a little easier on her in the summer when she's busy off to work and I'm home alone. Oh, Sty left alone. That could be a problem. She figured it out that she needed some time where she didn't even have to worry about me. So she made arrangements to send me to camp. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Here I am at. Yeah, we know. So, where did she set this camp up? Through her church. So, off to Camp Sty was sent. Now, this is rotten because that camp is 7 days long. Oh no. The preacher at her church worked it out with the camp to keep me for 2 weeks, 14 days. Everybody else is doing 7. I got to do 14. And they wouldn't even let me off for good behavior. I wouldn't have gotten it anyway because my behavior was never that good, at least as a teenager. So anyway, off to camp I went. Well, the first week was pretty good. Pretty good, actually. When I first got there, I thought, oh no, this is punishment. And I know what's going to happen. It's a church camp. I'm going to have religion for 7 days in a row. And oh boy, I had enough religion at home. I mean, church every Sunday, morning and night, and church on Wednesday nights. Wow. Yeah, every week. Don't miss it. Ma's going to be mad. You better be deathly ill and in bed at home, or you're going to church. But now here I am, and I got 7 days. They're going to church me for 7 days. Well, I was amazed to find out, no. You get chapel every evening for a half an hour. That's it. Half an hour. The rest of the 23 and a half hours other than that is camp life. And it's good camp life. I mean, they teach all kinds of outdoor skills. You get to swim, you get to fish, you get to play ball, hiking. It was great, a great camp. Well, there was a dozen cabins on the west end of camp, and there was a dozen cabins on the east end. The east end was the girls, the west end was the boys, and there was a half a dozen acres in between the two groups of cabins. And they didn't want the boys and girls mixing unless it was in a common area where they could keep an eye on us, dang teenagers. Well, so, and you got pretty tight with the guys in your cabin because each cabin had 12 boys in the cabin, or girls. So, you got pretty tight with them. Well, this one kid, him and I got really tight. We were buddies, boy. We turned out to be just buddies for that first week. And it wasn't till the end of the week I found out he also was being made to stay 2 weeks. So the two of us considered ourselves, hardcore. Boy, we've been sentenced to 2 weeks. Everybody else gets to go home and have good summer fun at home. We were sentenced to 2 weeks here at camp. So him and I started plotting for the second week. What are we going to do? We got to do something that's fun and interesting. Well, we came up with something. So on Saturday is when they do the transition. The last camp leaves and the newbies come in on Saturday. So we were scouting out these newbies coming in and catching their cabin numbers, as they call them off. So we knew who was going to be coming to our cabin. Him and I figured it out. It worked out perfect because him and I were actually the two oldest boys in the cabin. Well, we figured we'll wait a night or two. So this was on a Saturday. All the newbies came in. Saturday night, typical camp night, and they go through an orientation about what happens at camp, blah, blah, blah. And me and my buddy had to sit through that. We already heard this. We know what's going on. We've been to camp for a week. We've been punished for a week, And then Sunday, we're not going to do nothing on Sunday. Oh, no. Because on Sunday, you sat for an hour through church on Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon, really what happens is the counselors get to know all their kids in their cabin, and everybody goes swimming and blah, blah, blah. Tuesday is when camp really starts. I mean, that's when things start to happen. So on Tuesday, we reminded our counselor that he has to go to the counselors meeting. Don't forget, because he every night them counselors had to get together and they would talk about stuff. And it was all secret. We tried to get our counselor to tell us what goes on in those meetings. He says, that's none of your business. You guys, you kids, that's none of your business. That only has to do with counselors, period. Don't ask. So it's secret meetings. Well, we needed him out of the cabin. And those meetings were always at about 8 o'clock. And it was lights out at 9. You'd hear the taps, and once the taps were done playing, boom, the lights were out. You're done for the night. So that meeting's before the end of the night, of course, because the counselor needs to be back when they're shutting the lights down. Okay. Now, he heads off to his meeting. Well, we know those meetings take about an hour, sometimes 2 hours. And they usually start them at about 6:30 in the evening. So off he goes to his meeting. Well, my buddy and I, our little plot, I pitched in a couple, and he pitched in a couple, and I had gathered up some rags, white rags, from the mess hall, and threw those in, and we had a cotton cloth bag with those rags and stuffed in there, and then on top of it, 4 pairs of underwear. I grabbed that bag, my buddy's right beside me, standing in the middle of that cabin, and I said, hey, all you newbies, come here. And they all get out of their bunks, they come over, what's going on? I said, listen, the counselor's not going to tell you this. The camp leader's not going to tell you this. Nobody's going to tell you this because they insist on keeping it quiet because they're afraid to get sued or something. But if you want to make it through the week without getting deathly sick, you have to listen to me. And one of the kids said, What are you talking about? I go, beware the underwear plague. They all just there. The underwear plague. What's he talking about? He's talking about the underwear plague. What's he talking about? So I explained to him, there's this plague going around, and it gets in your underwear, and it makes you deathly sick. You get so sick, run a fever, you throw up, you just get, and you poop until you're blue in the face. It's the nastiest thing you could ever catch, and it's in your underwear. That's how it's somehow it spreads through the underwear, all underwear, and we just. Me and my buddy, we just found out about it this morning, so we got all of our underwear in a bag to get rid of them. Because we're not catching that stinking underwear plague. We seen a couple kids with it last week. And they're all like, well, what do you mean? What are we supposed to do? I said, well, they don't want you to know about it. So they're not going to tell you nothing. They'll just say, oh, you got some kind of flu bug or something. But no, you got the underwear plague. That's what it is. So what you do is everybody, all you guys, now there's 10 boys. There's 12 to a cabin. It's me and my buddy and these 10 newbies. Told them all, you get your underwear together, all of your underwear, even the ones you got on. You got to get rid of all them underwear. We got all of ours in this bag. You guys gather up all your underwear, and we got to get rid of them. Well, this one kid, you could tell he's almost got tears in his eyes. And he goes, but what do we do with them? I don't want them anywhere near me if there's going to be a plague. I said, we got an answer to that, but just all of you hurry up and get your underwear. We don't have a lot of time. So they all rounded up their underwear and they all dropped their drawers and got rid of the ones they were wearing and got redressed. And so everybody's going commando. And off we go out of the cabin, and all these boys carrying their underwear, out to the fire pit. Every cabin had a big fire pit out front. Got to the fire pit. I got a fire going. Small fire. Small until the underwear started going on it. Said, okay, everybody get your underwear on that fire. We got to burn these buggers up. If we burn them all, it'll kill the bug that moves around in the underwear. So we burned all them underwear. Now there had to have been, oh, Lordy, I'd say, 50 to 70 pairs of underwear. You got 10 boys and most of them came with 7 pairs. That'd be 70 pairs of underwear. So we had a huge underwear fire, but we burned them up, every bit of them. And by the time the camp counselor got back, the fire pit, I had stacked fresh wood up, so you couldn't tell that nobody burnt no underwear in that pit. And he goes, what are you guys doing with the fire going? You know that's going to be lights out in about an hour? He said, well, if we don't add any more wood, it'll be burnt down within an hour. He said, well, okay, you guys can hang around the fire pit. I'm going to go in the cabin. He went in the cabin, and we reminded them kids, don't you say a word to that counselor. Because, he'll have you kicked right out of camp. Because that's what that meeting he went to is all about, is this underwear plague and how to deal with us kids when we get sick. But they're told, don't tell them about the plague. So, no underwear plague in our cabin. Nobody else in camp going commando, but there was no underwear plague in our cabin. And there was a little bit of a scuffle. It didn't quite go to a fist fight, but it was close. When that night, our counselor says, all right, it's 5 minutes before lights out, guys. Get ready and get in your bunks. And it was hot. I mean, it was August for crying out loud. Hotter than the devil. So we're all stripping down and go to bed. And these kids are all putting on their swimming trunks or their shorts to sleep in. And me and my buddy, we just stripped down to our underwear. And one of them kids go, Sty, why are you wearing underwear? And he just yells across the cabin, you're going to get the underwear plague. You're going to get it. And I told him, stupid phone's ringing. I told him, I said, what underwear plague? I don't know what the heck you're talking about. And I jumped in my bunk. And my buddy, he just burst out laughing, got in his bunk. That kid come run across the cabin, grab me, pull me out of my bunk, and he cocked back. He's going to give me a good one right in the chops. And the counselor grabbed him and says, what's the matter with you? Are you crazy or what? And the kid goes, he's going to get the underwear plague. I know it. And he's going to spread it all around camp. And counselor says, what in the world are you talking about? We burned all of our underwear tonight because Sty told us about the underwear plague. And now that dummy and his friend are wearing underwear. They're going to get us all sick. That counselor totally lost it. Told that kid he had to go get in his bunk and just settle down, quiet down. And he grabbed me and my buddy and took us outside. And he was laughing so hard he didn't know what to do. And then he said, I'm going to punish you just like you get punished at home. He says, it's too late tonight, but tomorrow night, the two of you are going to bed without dinner. I thought only your parents could do that. But they sent us to bed without dinner the next night. But, oh, did we get a laugh out of that. And those boys went commando for a whole week. I wonder what their mothers said when they got home, and their mothers go through their suitcase and go, where's your underwear? What happened to all your underwear? Well, there was an underwear plague, Ma. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. You'll probably think, oh, Sty, you mean bugger, you're just nasty. That was my younger days. So, thanks for tagging along, folks. As always, hey, up here you got a couple choices for videos, and over here you got the subscribe mug. Punch old Sty right in the ugly mug. Don't forget to ring the bell, thumbs up. Hey, love having you guys tag along. And until the next time, this is Sty saying, you all have a nice day. Bye-bye. And beware the underwear plague.